in a way it is, Hannah. Look, Donald Trump and, his past campaigns and this campaign have been going after CNN since 2015, 2016, when he launched his first presidential debate. So the fact that there is, maybe a bit of a back and forth between the network and the campaign is really no surprise here. And in that interview you saw yesterday with Caroline Leavitt, look, those are the talking points the Trump campaign is bringing into the run-up to this debate. Now, whether former President Trump chooses to go back and forth with the CNN moderators or, stick to policy, stick to, his own more substantial talking points, we'll have to see. But none of this is surprising. Trump and the network really have been going back and forth for quite some time.
And Lindsey, was this the only way for President Biden to agree to a debate with the former president, by having these two specific moderators? The Biden campaign reportedly calling all the shots and setting this up. Do you believe that?
Well, I guess we won't know until more stories come out about it. But I think it's important to note that it is kind of brave when you think about the circumstances and the tumultuous relationship between President Trump and CNN and a lot of media outlets, for that matter, and how important debate is. NewsNation hosted one last year that I had the pleasure of joining the team for. And I know that it's very important to make sure that you're impartial and ask really well-framed questions. And so I think it wouldn't behoove CNN to make this seem partial in any way, because they have a lot on the line. This is the first general election debate that they're hosting. They've hosted dozens of town halls, dozens of pre-events, but this is a big time when you're under new leadership to determine who you're going to be. And I think that Biden and Trump both have big shoes to fill, because they're going to go up there with no notes. We know people had notes in the past. We know people have had audiences in the past that can cheer you on or clap when they think you said something stands out. And they won't have any of that kind of stuff here. They also can be muted. So hopefully we won't get any egregious behavior, and we can actually get down to some of the policy issues and discussions that Americans want to talk about so close to the election.
Not to mention the ratings juggernaut for CNN on Thursday night. Julia, moving on to you. A New York Times article laying out how in this debate, CNN is the decider. This is what they wrote for our viewers. Quote, "For the first time in decades, a single television network will have sole discretion over the look, feel, and cadence of a general election presidential debate." End quote. Julia, how can viewers then expect this historically left-leaning network to be fair? But with that said, isn't this why we have a debate commission?
Yeah, look, I mean, this is a very unique situation because we've had the Commission on Presidential Debates going back to the late 1980s. So we are really in unprecedented territory, and CNN is sort of going to set the standard or set the bar going into the following presidential debate for ABC News in September, and maybe even future presidential debates if the commission does not come back. For CNN, though, I think supporters of CNN would say, look, we've moderated a number of Republican primary debates that, many Republican presidential candidates have agreed to do. So they have a history of doing it. They have a history of, having, Republicans on air and having relationships with Republicans. So we'll see how this goes. But, to the point about Trump's very personal relationship going back with the network, going back to 2015, 2016, I mean, that's a choice that both CNN and Donald Trump will have to make, whether to bring up. Do they stick to policy and, the issues that the American people, want to make their decision in November on? Or, do they get into the mud? We'll have to see. With Donald Trump, it's a little more unpredictable because we never know how he's going to, go in these situations.
Lindsey, I want to play a clip for you of Bill O'Reilly weighing in on this debate.
Jake Tapper hates Trump's guts. It's a legitimate question for the Trump campaign to ask anybody on CNN. What about that? Did you guys think about that?
Look, it's no secret. Jake Tapper has been one of the more openly critical anchors to former President Trump. The question, why did Mr. Trump agree to having him as a moderator? He doesn't seem like the type of person who lets others make his decisions for him.
And I guess if you're stepping into this unafraid and willing to step up to the plate and battle the challenger, which is Biden, it could be used as a good thing for his campaign.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.